Hey Cassandra, hey Holly, how are you? You refresh this. All right, there it is. Okay. It's going pretty well today. I'm tired and I woke up with a sore throat. I'm not sure if it's allergies or what, but I started doing my olive leaf, so you're well. Good. Are you feeling better, Holly? Um, Hi Susan. Hi Ben. Just trying to get this shared and tagged real quick. Okay. Hi Wendy. Okay, got that done, I think. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Is my microphone doing the tappy thing today? Can anyone confirm or deny that? I Oh, thank you. It's actually like a light blue. But probably with my hair and the lighting makes it look like a sage green. It does on the screen, but it's actually like a sky blue. That's weird. I didn't notice the way it looks on screen. Okay, come on, computer. No tap tap. Awesome. Okay. I'm using the other microphone because the ones I ordered came with two. So I'm going to alternate and use that one tomorrow and see if the tapping is there. It wasn't the mic? Huh. Hey, Princess, how are you? Hi, Sonia. Oh, no, it looks that color on screen. It's just, I don't know, lighting or something. Thank you. Hi, Christy. Hi, Sue. It does look green, huh? Yeah, it does. Here, let me see if flipping the lighting makes it look any. That makes it look like a super pale, like whitish. I don't know. That's weird. Yeah, that's not showing the true color. Really? It goes that far back? I didn't know that, Holly. None of you guys mentioned before, but Holly says the tapping sound happened starting when Pele first was mentioned. Interesting. Hi, Anna. Nice to see you guys. All right. And I briefly spoke with Haley's dad earlier, and he said that she's doing well. So she is on the mend, which it wasn't a, it was, it was kind of a long one, but not particularly long in comparison to others. A 9-minute seizure is a big thing, but she's been through several much longer ones. So, interesting. Yeah, I wear black all the time. It's a power color and it tends to be a Capricorn favorite. So, thank you, Wendy. Yes, I'm glad she is too. I haven't heard from her. I told her father to communicate with her that I was worried about her and that I loved her. So, we'll see if she reaches out, but I told him I'm not going to push it because I don't want to stress her out in any way. Thank you, Cassandra. Yeah, she's had, I don't know why this is. Oh, there we go. The little slivers of the wall bother me. Yes, thank you, Anna. Thank you. Thank you, Sue. All right, let's start getting into this shiznit. Hmm. Come on. Okay. If I didn't say hi, Matt, hi, Matt. I think I did, but I'm not sure now that I saw Susan's comment. Not to wear it so much because you struggle to not absorb all shit possible. Clearly you can. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, energetically though, it is a protection color. But I know that like black attracts the sun and stuff, but yeah, it's a protection color. Okay. Hmm. Okay. This is getting interesting now that I'm looking at it. Seven of Swords, bottom of the deck energy. This could be you, or this could be someone else because we do have someone's working against you that showed up. Okay. Not going to be for everyone. Could be you working against yourself. You know, we have ego death also that showed up right underneath that. And that definitely came across to me as I was pulling the cards as your ego working against you, you know, having to reprogram your mind, the way that you physiologically respond to emotions. You know, I still am working through that because my body will react very much like I was a kid and I was in like really, really bad, deep shit with my mother and I was like worried about my life, you know? Hey, Suzanne. Um, so it could be you trying to overcome those certain things, whether that's mentally, emotionally healing or just, you know, trying to get your body to express these things and reprogramming the way that your body responds to certain stimuli. Um, the bird in the cage on this card is really getting my attention. I don't know that I really noticed that before, but it's like he stole a bird, he put it in the cage, and now he's trying to walk away with two of them swords. Obviously, it's not his, so he's stealing it. Someone could be taking from you in some way, whether that's actually stealing items or something like that, or stealing credit. You know how it goes. Um, thank you, Matt. So be mindful. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. This person could be person, situation, your own thought patterns, whatever. But whatever it is, it's blocking your abundance. It's blocking the flow. The birds are chirping like crazy. Are they confirming? Thank you for the confirmation. I actually have birds that are eating their dinner outside my window right now because I feed the birds. Um, and they're chirping right now too. So, whatever this is, be mindful. Keep your eyes peeled. If you probably already have a good idea. If it is a person that's doing this, you probably already have a good idea who it is. Um, they could be undermining your own healing work that you've done on yourself. Like they come in like a test, you know, like they say, like a test, like the universe saying, hey, do you want to keep investing here or do you want to do the healed path now? So could be something that's come back around. Maybe you actually started entertaining the energy and now you're having second thoughts. You're seeing certain things. Um, Two of Wands reversed. It's not going to move forward in a positive way anyway. Um, Also, if it is you that's kind of stuck entertaining this energy, um, you had this portal open and available to you, but you've chosen not to walk through it. It's never too late, okay? But they did bring it up as had, as in past tense. So you can intentionally reopen this portal to be able to move forward, to embark on a new journey. But it starts and ends with you, they said. It starts and ends with you. But stagnancy, Seven of Pentacles reverse, like, that's stagnation, baby. It's not growing. It's not something that you're going to want to harvest, even if it does. King of Pentacles reverse could be something impacting you financially in some kind of tangible way. Okay. Detox. Let it go. Weed out the garden. Whatever you have to do. Okay. But detox. Drink a smoothie. Unfriend that asshole and throw some shit out. When I saw that, I thought they said throw his shit out. So you could be going through some kind of a situation, a toxic situation, and they're like, you need to let go of that person, throw their shit out, unfriend them, block them, whatever you have to do. That's for somebody. But otherwise, just detoxing these thought patterns or belief patterns, belief systems. The seeds you sow with your actions or lack thereof. If you want things to change, you're going to have to do things differently. All right. Fucking apologize. Seriously, just do it. But whenever I was saying, you know, there's something you have to change, I look down, it says, seriously, just do it. So seriously, just make some changes. Okay. You need a good fucking cry. Maybe you're feeling triggered right now. Maybe you're experiencing some, residual emotion and all of that. We do have, all of the planets moving in forward motion right now. No planet retrograde. But we are at the end of the eclipse season. Okay. So that portal comes to mind. The eclipse portal, definitely not over yet. You can reopen this portal with the help of the eclipse season portal. Okay. But purge, let go of everything that doesn't belong. Hi, Catherine. How are you, darling? Get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you. Okay. Let it go. Now is the time for purging. Release what no longer serves the path that you want to walk, that legacy that you want to create. Okay. Purge everything. Let it go. Cry if you need to. Scream, to the heavens if you need to. And then, oh, good, Anna. Thank you. And then stop talking. You're in your cabin in the mountains. Yay. That's so awesome. I'm glad you have service so you can join us. Shut your mouth and listen. So if you are trying to get some kind of clarity, trying to, tap into your guides, receive some type of guidance or instruction, or, wanting to see, so that clarity. So wanting to see things clearly. They're like, you're not seeing it clearly because you're too busy seeking it out. You're too busy, like, they're talking about the idea of prayer, okay, in religions. Wi-Fi was connected from last time. Nice. So praying is, in my own experience, just people talking and saying what they want and just like filling the air with words the entire time. They're not shutting their fucking mouth and listening to anything. They're just like, oh my God, please be my savior. Please do this and fix this and do that and fix that and blah, 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 blah. And then, okay, amen. And then they just go off and, go back to the bar or, do whatever they're going to do. But they never listen. You're always in the actioning phase. That's what humans are so used to with, the toxic masculine energy. So just sit fucking still. Stop talking. Shut your mouth and listen. Okay? Someone needs to shut the fuck up. Stop texting. Stop talking. Stop checking on that person. Just fucking stop. Card says so. Spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. What? Stop texting that person. Stop stalking. Stop checking on that person. Just fucking stop. If you have to chase it down, it's not meant for you. If you're chasing, it is running from you. Okay? If you are chasing, it is running from you. And if it is trying to flee from you, then why would you want to try to hold on to it? It doesn't love and appreciate you for what you truly are and what you have to bring to the table. So just stop, let it go. There's something better coming in. It doesn't mean that you're shit because that thing is running from you. It just means that there's something more tailored to your own specific frequency that will fulfill you in ways you never even thought. Okay? So stop. Stop running it down. Running down a dream that never would come to me. Working on a mystery. Grace. I love Tom Petty. Have grace with yourself, okay? Let it go. Stop talking. Stop stalking. Stop trying to run down that whatever it is that's fleeing from you, okay? In horror. And just let it go. Cry it out. Give yourself some grace. And gratitude. Because you love Tom Petty too? Man, Tom Petty is like, has been there my whole life. I've always loved Tom Petty. Before I even started school, I would sit there in front of the TV when it was on MTV and I would like wait until Mary Jane's Last Dance would come on. And yeah, it's a whole thing. But it's spiritual protection. The things that are not meant for you, that are fleeing from you, it's because it's spiritual protection. Your field is so energized with protective energy that it is literally repelling energies that do not belong in your field. Okay? So stop trying to chase down people or experiences that are working against you. It's not going to be to your benefit. Ultimately, yes, you will learn your lesson, but you're going to learn it in, like a knockdown, drag out way. Hi, Danielle. Love you. So gratitude for the things that don't work out, for the things that don't come together, because something so much better for you, more tailored to your own specific frequency, is what is meant for you. So have some self-love. We've got the future love letter with I love you, self-love, okay? You have to love yourself before you can truly welcome in love. Unconditional love starts with you. Because if you can only love yourself conditionally, how do you think you're going to react or act? How do you think you're going to love a person outside of yourself? Hi, Patrick. Welcome. Don't settle for temporary happiness. That job, that situation, that person, yeah, it might be something shiny and glitzy right now, but it could also be a turd that's dipped in glitter, not solid gold, okay? Many years ago, my mother-in-law worked at roadside restaurant. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers came in. Tom wasn't wearing a shirt, so she made him get one or she wouldn't serve him. I love that so much. That's so funny. Thank you, Holly, for sharing that. Super awesome. But don't settle for temporary happiness. Those things aren't for you. That's why they are not coming together. You have the Two of Cups dead center, okay? Two of Cups right here. Dolphins, they're high frequency. They're so loving and empathetic and intelligent, okay? Be intelligent enough to not settle for breadcrumbs when you could own the whole bakery, baby, okay? We have vision, and that light and dark, the two coming together, very much Two of Cups energy, and it shows up right underneath the Two of Cups in this spread. So things are coming together, okay? Don't settle for temporary happiness, because new job opportunities, period, whether it's a person, a situation, a job, you name it, however it applies to you in your experience, your new beginning is coming. They want a new beginning. If it's a person, if you're seeking your soulmate and there's this person that you're dead set is your twin flame, your soulmate, your whatever label you want to throw on them, and they're running from you, it's not the runner chaser phase, honey. Okay? Stop falling for that sick, deceptive, toxic spiritual trap. Okay? They're running from you because they do not want it. But the next one will. If you let go of what's toxic, what's not good for you, you open and create space for those new opportunities to come in because you free your soul, you free your energy, you become fully fucking sovereign whenever you are not dependent on another person, situation, anything outside of you to validate your own existence. That was big. We do have happy family here. With travel and choose a new path. So they're saying again, choose a new path because the old one, you got car problems, baby. Walk away from that broke ass steaming pile of dog shit. Okay, cut them out. Doctor's health surgery, and stay authentic to who you truly are. Okay, don't pay attention to the gossip, the lies, the slander, custody issues right behind that. This deck could talk for hours. Okay, recalibrate your energy though. This actually came out of the deck. Recalibrate your energy. It doesn't matter who's trying to work against you, what kind of energies are working against you. Energies don't work against you like they've got something out for you, like they're intentionally trying to sabotage you or anything like that. They work against you to strengthen you. Okay, energy is energy. It's just energy. Okay, and it's got a consciousness, yes, but it's not judgmental. Okay, it doesn't discriminate. All right. It just serves its purpose and its function in that given time. So if it seems like the universe, energies, everything is working against you, it's not. It's forging you. Okay, we talked about this. You're being forged in the fire. All of the readings for the last 2 weeks has talked about this, because you're healing. Okay, this comes out right underneath recalibrate your energy. You're healing, you're transmuting, you're alchemizing. Okay, you are tapping back into your true self, becoming one with your highest self. Okay, ego death, you got to let it go, whether it's you working against you or someone else or energy, the universe, whatever. Okay, just let it go. Ego deaths aren't fun. It can really be feeling like life or death. Like you get that fight or flight and you're like, you don't know what to do. You're not able to really balance yourself to be able to see things clearly, to be able to make a, clearly informed decision. So work on balancing and transmuting that energy and work on being able to decipher when it's ego or whenever you're being guided. When you're being guided by your high self, your guides, doesn't matter. It'll never seem urgent. It will never seem life or death. It's always going to be very calm, very loving, and quell any kind of fears that you may have. So if it's not doing that, if it's just amping you up more, that's the ego. It's time to reprogram those thoughts, reprogram your expectations too. The situation for someone can't come together right now because perhaps in an earlier segment of the timeline, there could have been some kind of union, meeting of minds, things coming together, but that has been broken due to the choices, decisions, and intentions of those involved. So you're divinely protected now because you've shifted timelines. So it's your other timeline is just beginning to manifest. So it's like you can't really go back to that other one, but there's something better. You need to tap into that creative energy, that sacral energy. We have sexuality showing up. All right, you're a queen, you're a king, whatever you are. Okay, I don't care. Tap into that creative energy, that sacral energy. Pay attention. Okay, pay attention to the signs and symbols around you. Pay attention to the guidance that's trying to be handed to you, but you may be closing it off or not hearing it very clearly. Perhaps you're too much in seeking mode and you need to just kind of chill back in the pondering mode. But they're saying pay attention. There's signs, there's like you're being guided. It's all around you, it's everywhere. So keep going. You're almost there. Yeah, the ego can be a bitch for sure, Matt, but you are fully capable of integrating that. It's not about winning the battle. It's more about integrating, about working together, saying, hey, I know that because of all of these files you've stored of information of things that have happened and you trying to, save us from experiencing those kinds of things again, it's kind of messing things up and things are really different and work a lot differently now. We're running a new program. So let's work together and you kind of take a back seat so I can show you that this is going to be okay. Yes, you are a force regardless of your gender. Exactly. Be aware of what you put listening eyes and ears to. Weed out your social media feeds, okay? Don't look at things and engage in things if they are going to trigger you in some way. A lot of people do get addicted to like going in online groups and arguing with people in the comments and showing their ass. We all know those people, right? So if that's you, that doesn't feel good in your body. You know it. But it's like a compulsion. Family showing up right underneath that. And that's that broken reflection, right? The shattered family. But this is also healing generationally. So it could be just conflict and negativity and opposition and all of those things, having to fight for what you truly deserve, but being overlooked and things like that. So if that's you, you need to really look at how the tangible seeds that you're planting are harvesting in your life. Even if it's something on social media and you're just going and being a troll or whatever, you can't say they're not related. Okay. So do your shadow work, figure out why you have these kinds of compulsions. If it's not that kind of compulsion, it could just be you breaking these generational, what people understand as curses. Hi, Kara. These generational traumas or patterns. Okay. You came here to break the mold. So you can think for yourself. That's why you're here. You can see things more clearly than others who came before you. So you are seeing the patterns that are unhealthy within yourself, your own life, and correlating those to generational stuff, most likely. But even if you're not, doesn't matter. You're still healing it, whether you're consciously aware of whatever's gone on in your, biological lineage or not. Doesn't matter. You could be adopted and not know anything about your biological, connections, and you're still doing this. Those that are adopted are actually here doing healing for two, well, not two, there's actually four, okay, four different generational bloodlines simultaneously. Okay, so it's a big deal. Not everyone like is going to be a healer in their family if they're adopted. I get that, but those who resonate with that, that's what that is. Anyway, the Two of Cups and vision. Hold the vision. You are healing, generational stuff. You're healing across timelines, okay? Lineages, yes. Timelines, yes. Grid work, probably, okay? If you have an affinity or a deep connection with Gaia, with her inhabitants, her creatures, then chances are that, animal energy is showing up with channel. Yeah. That's so cute. So connect with nature, ground yourself, ground that vision, allow the contrast that is surfacing right now for you to refine your vision. They're talking about an animal communicator. You may be an animal communicator. This isn't going to be for everyone, obviously, but there's someone that has, you might just like, I don't know, it's like you have this uncanny connection to animals and it comes naturally to you. And I don't know that you ever really thought of it as being one of your gifts or something. But it is. So animal communication could be your thing, right? Isn't that a beautiful card, Susan? I love it. Talking about you being the channel. You could be connecting to different animal collectives, animal wisdom. This is confirmation for that. If you feel like you're crazy or you're making shit up, you're not. King of Cups in the reverse is wise. Like you could be in that toxic masculine energy with regard to your psychic energy, because cups, water, right? Or even your emotions out of balance emotionally, because things are coming together right now. Things are still coming together. Your vision is still coming together. It's not in fruition yet, but it doesn't mean it's not going to. So it's like, don't give up right now. You're almost there. Okay. Don't give up yet. Like you can't give up at the finish line. So turn that frown upside down, they said again. So I know it's not that easy, but you are the alchemist. You're the healer, you're the alchemist. That's what you're here to do. So yeah, it's difficult. Yeah, you can bitch and complain the whole way, but you're gonna do it, right? I know you're gonna do it. Who are we kidding here? So just keep pushing through, because your Page of Pentacles, your opportunity, that Ace of Pentacles is about to be communicated to you, offered to you, tangibilized in your reality some way, but you have to let go of trying to chase down all of the other things that are not working, or quit entertaining energies that are no longer serving a positive purpose in your life, that are draining you or causing you to miss opportunities or miss out on what you really want to do with your life. Oh, thank you, Anna. I'm glad it's resonating. So yeah, tap into that sacral energy, get yourself a little boost there, and stand up one more time, because you're almost there. You can't quit now just because you tripped over your shoelace. All right, it happens. My kids do it all the time. I had to tie a shoe right after school, like waiting for Lucian to get out of the class, because the twins always come out first. I had to tie his shoe because he was going to trip over it. So, yeah. Tie your shoelaces, maybe. I don't know. If you're going to go on a walk or a run or something, or you notice your shoes are untied, tie them, okay? This could be just saving you from a scratched up face or something. Who knows? But it's worth it. Oh, that's so cool, Susan. I love that. All right. I'm putting these cards away, and then we're going to talk about. So I made several emails to myself today as I was preparing everything that I wanted to talk about. So I have all of this information. I did separate emails too, so that, because, to keep it separate. There's a method to my madness here. Okay. There we go. We're going to, you're welcome. Um, we're going to talk about the body types and their roles, okay? And then we'll go on to like facial structures and things like that. Okay. So, hi April, how are you? Um, Strong and muscular bodies are more for grounded action, protector energy. Spiritual significance is, thank you, Matt. Um, Often incarnated with warrior or guardian archetypes. So, um, if you come in with like a thicker, more muscular or strong type of body frame, oftentimes you are, you have that warrior energy or the guardian, the protector, that kind of energy. Um, your chosen vessel is for endurance, anchoring light, and handling high frequencies. And you also tend to absorb and transmute collective energy. This isn't for every single one in that body type. Oh, awesome. Thanks for popping in. This is my stepsister, you guys. I hardly ever hear from her or see her on here. I haven't seen her physically in years and years, since I was little. But always nice to hear from you, April. I love you. I hope you're doing good. Okay. Curvy or hourglass or full figured bodies. Their energetic role is emotional alchemy, feminine embodiment. So you're more able to balance emotion or tap into emotions, maybe a very emotional type person. They are sacred vessels of empathy, intuition, and emotional resilience. Um, Often carry ancestral coding, generational healing, or womb related work, which there are very many females that are born, with more full figured or more hourglass body types that come in experiencing things like PCOS or some kind of womb related illnesses or issues. So, that's, if you know, you know. Oh, awesome, April. Take care of yourself, okay? All right. So yeah, a lot of times you're doing ancestral um, healing for your genetic bloodline. Sometimes manifest extra weight as an energetic buffering or trauma protection. Oh, okay, April. Let me know, love. Okay, so petite or small framed bodies. Their energetic role is a frequency bridge, subtle energy conduits. They're often aligned with clairvoyant star seeds or guides of unseen realms, able to navigate with their small framed bodies. Like everyone can navigate it, right? But they're more naturally adept, I guess you could say. Most often, clairvoyant star seeds or guides of unseen realms. Bodies may have been chosen for agility in dream work, energy healing, and multidimensionality. Can experience feeling overlooked or underestimated in physical society. And this is done for a reason, right? Because when we're underestimated, when we're overlooked, we're able to be, covert on our mission. So when you underestimate us and then we just blow your fucking mind, that's the experience, that's the target uh outcome there. But oftentimes they can get, down on themselves for feeling overlooked or unseen, unheard. That's you. Dang, Wendy. Yeah. And all of these body types, they are formulated for these things, and you don't always have to be consciously aware that, you know, you're doing these things or have these purposes. A lot of people, a lot of souls will incarnate to have the experience alongside serving, you know, a spiritual purpose or a purpose for the greater energetic collective, and they'll never, you know, be any wiser to that fact. So the only time I felt a spirit was a guy I was dating when his mom came to visit. I was shocked that somehow just felt her presence and just knew it was her. I wonder why I haven't ever felt any other spirits though. Maybe she hadn't. Um, no, if you felt it like that, I'm getting a golden ambiance from it. So I would say she had crossed over. It was just that he probably was not in energetically aligned to receiving messages like that, or being able to perceive her in those ways. So someone else that he knew being able to perceive that and, you know, tell him about that would be her way of coming through for him, probably because he was more shut off to that kind of thing. But that's awesome. Okay, tall and lanky bodies, cosmic channels, and spiritual antennas, often connected to galactic energies or higher dimensional service. May struggle to feel grounded, require strong root chakra work, you know, because they're so tall and skinny. Not, it's like the way that I'm seeing it is like you need a bigger grounding conduit, but they don't really come equipped with that because they're meant to, you know, tap into these higher places. So they need to have that grounding force. They need to do intentional grounding work because they can more often than not become a bit disconnected, flighty in their thinking, not great under stress. Chosen for roles that involve perspective, oversight, or visionary leadership. They can see above everything, right? You never felt it again. That doesn't necessarily mean that you won't. It could have been, you know, you were kind of in that state, you were a little like weirded out or like kind of freaked out, you know? So it could be that your ego was trying to protect you. So you can set the intention to work on those and, you know, sit and try to tap into one of your ancestors or, you know, someone like that. And you can very much reactivate that. But because you had it happen once, that shows that you're a clear conduit for that kind of thing. But, you know, maybe at that time you just weren't ready to take on the breadth of that kind of a gift, because sometimes it can get like a little out of hand if people don't know how to really control it that well, you know. So it might have like freaked you out, caused some, you know, kinks. So oftentimes whenever you're meant to work with those things, you'll get like a preview and then you'll ponder it, you'll really tap into that energy again, so then you're inviting it through in a bigger way. And it happens in that way a lot for people that um, it would benefit more to experience it in like a dipping your toe, like lukewarm kind of way, instead of just bombardment. Wait, what? Whose comment was this? Scrolling up, Facebook sucks. I can't see your message. Looks likely that your comment was missed. Um, April, you've always been spiritually inclined. You know, with emotionally, you know, empathy, that empathic connection, and things like that. Um, so it's probably because you're resonant with those energies, and you are also seen for someone who has access to those gifts of being able to receive messages like that from crossed over people. So lean into that, meditate, you know, but do your cleansing and spiritual protection. um, you know, take a bath, like a salt bath. That'll help to cleanse you. Set the intention that you're protected. See yourself inside of a protective bubble. Um, you know, really brush up on spiritual protection before you go intentionally tapping into things like that. Because you don't want to go in without your protection, right? There are different things that can happen in uh, interacting with the unseen. Um, so definitely make sure that you're doing your spiritual protection, your cleansing, your clearing. You can use sage, Palo Santo, things like that to also cleanse and clear your energy. Yeah, Susan, they're playing in the I think they're playing a video game actually. Okay, let's get back to these body types real quick. Large boned and sturdy builds, stabilizers and sacred containers. These individuals often hold strong soul presence and deep earth contracts, may carry karmic responsibilities for community, family, or land-based work. Oh, I was trying to read your comment, Holly. I saw it come through. I was like, what? Don't want to invite the invited and not know how to read. Yeah, exactly, Cassandra. So yeah, always make sure that you're in a higher frequency state. Also, is the safest way to go about doing that kind of work. Okay, so the large boned and sturdy builds may carry karmic responsibilities for community, family, or land-based work and serve as energetic pillars in their environments to stabilize the energetic grid. Okay. Um, so because they're built larger, they're built to withstand a lot more energetically. So a lot of times people will choose to incarnate with those vessels because they have to do a lot of, you know, karmic clearing and cleansing for their bloodlines or for, you know, a collective that they're connected to in some way. So and more often than not, people feel solid, stabilized in their energy, and people will seek out people that are like this to kind of stabilize their own energy or feel like they are safe. No problem, April. All right. Androgynous or non-binary presenting bodies. Integration of polarities. Okay. They are here to um, walk both sides of the line. They're here to bring balance of the polarities and show that when used in harmony, they can create something beautiful. Embodying the fusion of divine masculine and feminine, often serve as frequency balancers for duality healing in others. They trigger others, you know, that's the dualistic nature, but they also bring healing. Um, it doesn't matter what the interaction is, because there are some that would question what kinds of interactions, because there are some terrible atrocities that are committed against these um, beings, but that is part of the purpose. It's to awaken people to their own barbaric, you know, wounded masculine energy. And sometimes they do have soul contracts with someone who is meant to do these things, or a group of people that is meant to do this and bring awareness to the greater collective with their story, right? Hold on. So you were negative. No, no way. All right. They may feel called to dismantle outdated gender constructs and reclaim sacred neutrality, because Source or God is not male, is not female. It is a balance of both. It is everything. Everything is within the source. So this is what these non-binary individuals are coming through, to serve this vital function. Okay, bodies with disabilities, chronic illness, or atypical neurology. Grid disruptors, right? They are disrupting the matrix and they embody lessons. They are teachers. They embody that because interactions with them, for someone, neurotypical or someone of the normal side of things, quote unquote, right? The normal, socially accepted, I guess you could say. So because before, if there was any kind of slight disability with a child, most parents would send them off to be raised in some kind of institution and never even look back. So it's evolved since then. Some would argue not that great, but a lot more parents and families are learning how to support and love them in a way that they can understand and all of these things. So they are here to disrupt the status quo. They often volunteer for these paths to break karmic patterns or awaken compassion. I wouldn't say or, I would say and. Because that's exactly what they're here to do. And if you guys, I know a bunch of you know about Dolores's work, and yes, they are often volunteer for those roles to work through a lot of karma, if it's um, if it's duality based, okay, if it's a duality based experience or existence. So they'll do that, or they'll do it for the experience, for the knowledge, for because they are the one that can have that experience and bring that energy through in that vessel. Oh my goodness. Okay. These bodies disrupt control-based expectations and reveal deeper truths, because try to control a neurodivergent or someone with Asperger's or autism or anything like that. Okay, just try. Or someone who has very limited understanding in the way that most neurotypical people do, or they have certain different abilities or disabilities that the status quo doesn't collectively have. So people have to learn how to work with that, to accommodate them, to support them. So that's why all of these things happen. Why we choose these bodies to incarnate into. Many of them are gatekeepers to expanded consciousness despite societal misperception. So a lot of nonverbal children and adults, humans, are tapped into a consciousness that they cannot verbalize. Okay. And so parts of their brain, hi, Steph. You're here to find out why you look like this. Well, you're a little late. But we talked about it. You're grounding big energy. Okay. We didn't mention you specifically, so don't trip on that. Anyway, they are tapped into other energies that they cannot quantify. Obviously, our languages are very limited here, and their brain doesn't have the capacity to learn how to conform to the way that everything's always been done, because it's meant to bring a different pattern or disrupt that specific pattern. So yes, they are very significant gifts. Hypersensitive bodies, skin, digestion, hormones, etc. Are intuitive barometers, most likely empathic. Okay. Serve as early detectors of energetic imbalances for themselves or the collective or their soul groups or whatever. Often need gentle environments and sacred self care routines. Their bodies reflect energetic disharmony almost instantly, making them powerful intuitive mirrors. So um, you will get uneasy, shaky, or have powerful emotions surface when you're encountering an energy that is very disruptive to your own. Um, Very, very significant as well, because you can gauge that energy for yourself but also for others. And um, being in someone's presence who is like that, you're naturally going to become a bit more sensitive. It's you're rubbing elbows with people, your energy rubs off on people, that. So that's also to help sensitize, okay, not desensitize in this aspect, but sensitize others around you who are desensitized. Round face, full cheeks, and soft jawline is the nurturer, empath, emotional amplifier. So big emotions. Holds strong divine mother energy, even in male presenting bodies. Often chosen by souls who offer comfort, intuition, and heart led guidance. Can go into like counseling or some kind of support based profession. Attract others who seek healing, softness, or emotional safety, so they can become, like the bug light, but you don't zap them. They're just like, oh, I see light. Doesn't matter if they're a beautiful, like whimsical looking moth or if they're a blood sucking mosquito, they're going to gravitate to you. So use your discernment there. Yes, be you regardless, shine even brighter. So oval faces, balanced and more longer than they are wide. Uh, They are harmonizers and mediators. They carry past life wisdom and equilibrium energy associated with more diplomatic communicators. Hi, Jay. And they are intuitive bridge builders. You're bridging, the gap. Souls in these vessels also often serve as balancing agents in polarizing environments. So you're like the mediator. You're the equilibrium, the one that brings balance, the one that can hold space, that can anchor peace. Okay. Chill mode. A square or strong jawline, strength, sovereignty, and voice of truth indicates a soul who came to speak truth, create structure, and withstand opposition, often tied to leadership archetypes or warrior incarnations, grounded in conviction and chosen for courage under pressure. Also, can be, if they have more like a tight necked or tight lipped, like a clenched jaw or like tightness in the mouth area. A lot of times they're going to be compulsive liars, narcissistic, that kind of thing. So, not everyone with a hero chin or a strong jawline is, that Prince Charming. Um, I used to tell my ex that he looked like a pit bull because his jowls were like muscular and like huge and super square jaws with the chin dimple thing, the butt chin. So he was like the worst of the worst of the narcissists. All right. Heart-shaped faces with a wide forehead and a narrow chin. Visionaries, sensitive innovators, carry high third eye activation and mental creativity, often connected to starseed or celestial soul origins. Narrow chin symbolizes sensitivity and may attract harsh lessons in discernment. Not only people with a heart shaped face are connected to like starseed soul origins or anything like that, but you know, is a thing that needs to be mentioned because more often than not, people with that shape are, coming through with that energy. Diamond or angular faces, prominent cheekbones, narrow forehead and jaw. Precision, refinement, sacred geometry, and embodiment. My aunt, I didn't put my I didn't put my phone on do not disturb, so I keep getting these message banners from my aunt. I get so like distracted easily. You guys know that. Okay. Back on track here. Precision, refinement, sacred geometry, embodiment. Indicates souls with deep codes of beauty, pattern, and spiritual design, often involved in grid work, energy healing, or frequency based modalities. May also reflect soul paths requiring solitude or selectivity in relationships. Y'all's diamonds. Long, narrow faces, thoughtful observer, spiritual seeker, connected to the hermit, scribe, or wisdom keeper archetypes. Um, I'm getting like the long face of like a wrinkle faced man that I see as a record keeper. That's the kind of face that comes through in my vision whenever I go intentionally to like halls of records or like Akashic records, things of that sort. Spiritually, that's what I see in my mind's eye. Um, Connected to the hermit, scribe, or wisdom keeper archetypes, souls chose this phase to enhance observation and internal perception. May take longer to express outwardly, but carries vast inner dimensions. So it's like the stone cold face, but it's like there's a world just buzzing right inside. Usually very good memories. Okay, prominent nose or chin, purpose driven, anchor of lineage, is the sign of a soul who came to create impact or preserve legacy, often carriers of ancestral wisdom or karmic balancing. These faces are frequently found in leaders, disruptors, and generational change makers. Large or wide set eyes. Love you, April. Um, Gateways of the soul. That's their eyes, right? We all heard that term. It denotes an open third eye, past life recovery access, or natural clairvoyance. Souls with this feature are perceivers of truth, illusion, and unseen energy. Often make others feel seen, which can be either healing or intimidating. Because if someone doesn't really want to be seen and they feel very seen, they feel very vulnerable, and sometimes they can go on the into attack mode. Hey Carl, yes, our body does have its own language. It's a divine blueprint and a divine tool for us to navigate this life experience. So, okay. Let me see. I got one more and then a little extra one. So one-ish, two. Okay. Asymmetrical faces, dimensional straddler, polarity integrator. So one side of my top lip, one of them is like curved out and the other one is straight and like thinner. And it makes my mouth look very asymmetrical. It's for a purpose, right? I speak this stuff, I teach this stuff. Dimensional straddler, polarity integrator, being able to balance tremendous highs and lows, dark and light, may reflect soul fragments integrating multidimensional walk-ins or karma being rewritten. Asymmetry is often seen in highly evolved or complex souls. These individuals often carry roles of disruption, pattern breaking, or timeline recalibration. So if you like hate something on your face because it's totally different, it doesn't look like the other side, it's not symmetrical, you're here because you're bringing a bunch of fragments together. Okay, so think of yourself as a Picasso. Okay, you are priceless. You are so expensive that they can't even afford you. So don't trip on that. And eyes that change color or seem to shift shape. I've talked to you guys about this. My eyes will have the ability to go like very, very dark if I'm in a very dark mood. If I get very angry, you can see the darkness just swirling in my eyes. But my eyes can change from a very dark, earthy brown, almost black, to a very light hazel or green. Oh, thank you. I'm so lucky to have met you too. I love this soul soup. So with eyes that seem to change color or shift shape, and not all of them, because we know that some of them are like you know, the reptilian thing, but we're not talking about that one. Shapeshifter, but they are shapeshifters. Soul fluidity and quantum adaptability. So you're able to mirror energies back at others, and you know, sometimes you're like, they don't like you because you're mirroring their energy and you're like, but that's your energy. Have the ability to do that. Have the ability to see past facades, have the ability to see into different dimensions, different realms, the multidimensionality of the whole thing. Check out Fringe. It's good info on this. Is that like a movie or what is that, Matt? Okay, so you're energetically responsive to the environment, people, and planetary shifts. Your eyes reveal which aspect of your multidimensional self is front facing at any given moment. And this is a trait often of starborn souls, starseeds, right? Yeah, people don't like it when you mirror them. What? Traits of starborn souls, channeled conduits, and timeline shifters. Ugh. Getting tongue-tied here. So very gifted individuals, and you're here to shift timelines. You're here to create and to repair. Like, we're the spackle, and we're like spackling all this shit so we can sand it down and then slap a coat of paint on it and call it good. That's why we're here, really. So might be a rental fix, but it's all right. No, I'm kidding. It's not that. It's going to be so much better than that, I promise. I just had to poke a little fun. Oh, really? That's so awesome, Susan. Not surprising either, obviously. Okay, we talked about the jawline. Healer hybrid energy with that strong or squared jawline. I've already gone over these. Okay, large eyes, got that. Oh, okay. I get it. This was the stuff that I've got going on. Okay, not relevant to the information that I'm trying to... Anyway, they talk about just asymmetry, all of that. Okay. I sent myself multiple emails and I think I copy pasted it twice. So, all right. Yes, I wanted to get into perceived body flaws because that's a big one for a lot of people. So we're going to get into that too. So a large butt or full hips, root chakra stability, abundance, anchoring, and sacral power. These souls are here to root light into the earth, often linked to the divine feminine, fertility, sensuality, manifestation, because the soft curves carry deep emotional memory in the sacral, which can be at a detriment if there's a lot of trauma, like you're born into a lineage that has a lot of trauma, or you carry trauma from other lifetimes that you need to, you know, work through. Definitely the extra grounding is necessary. All right. Thick or muscular legs, walkers between worlds, soul carriers, and earth navigators. Strong earth contracts, mission focused souls who stay grounded often move through life with purpose, even when they feel uncertain. Legs may carry the energetic weight of lineage, trauma, or soul responsibilities. Also, very grounding for you. So, a lot of the people that come with these contracts to heal, you know, that earth based energy, we're transmuting these traumas, these pains, these things, and we are giving them to Gaia. So we have to have legs like trunks, right? Very strong, very rooted. So That's just someone that has major soul responsibilities and major healing. Like you're doing a lot of healing. Um, I'm gonna get to you, Matt, you Slim Jim. Extra weight or fat accumulation is buffering, protection, and also can be stored as, can be stored emotions. Um, a lot of people, people eat their feelings. You hear that thing, that saying. It's emotional storage. So, that can become something that is detrimental for the individual experiencing that. But it's often seen in empaths, intuitive guides, or trauma survivors. Your body is creating space between you and the rest of the world, for energetic safety. Weight can reflect suppressed expression, not expressing yourself, right? Mission coding, it holds certain energies to be like released at a certain specific time. Inherited emotional burdens, which would be that lineage stuff that you need to work through and heal. In many spiritually inclined souls, it's a frequency insulation. Okay, if you are an energetic conduit, you need that insulation, protecting delicate nervous systems from harsh collective energies. So, because you're here as a conduit, anchoring those energies in, you also need to have that protective film, that protective buffer from other energies that might interfere with your specific job. A thick neck, um, throat chakra buffering, if you've experienced a lot of lifetimes where you've been silenced and things like that, or silenced yourself, didn't speak up, didn't advocate. And some people will collect a lot of these under their belt, so it'll manifest in that buffer. So something to move through. Obviously, psychic dampening, it can definitely um, interfere with the way that the energy comes through, because it has to circulate through all the entire major chakra system. So that can hinder that energy coming from the crown, the third eye, and being able to speak it or to sow those seeds into existence in that way. And can also be an energetic filter. It often appears in people who've been silenced in past lives, or struggle to speak their truth. That's a big one. Um, yeah, an extra layer of protection around the throat chakra, and can also indicate a soul who holds powerful words or messages but has been conditioned not to use them. Not always. It can also be insulating, protecting for those messages to come through. So just like Dolores Cannon, she had the same thing, but she was, she came and she shared her messages even whenever everyone thought she was nuts. So um, remember, it can be also that protective barrier too, not just because you're suppressing that, but she very well may have had experiences where she suppressed that, and this was her chance to off burden that. Um, might also reflect stress or burden carried in the upper energy field, especially from emotional suppression. So heart chakra up. We've got, okay, broad shoulders. Carriers of collective burden, family karma, spiritual leadership. Pillars of the family, generally, the lineage or the mission. A lot of people who are like motivational speakers and things like that will have the more broad shoulders, at least most of the men do. Think, what's his nuts? I can't think of his name right now. He was on Shallow Hal, okay? That big guy, he's like 7 foot tall. Heard he was a weirdo, but anyway, that guy, he's huge. Whoever can remember his name at this point in time, feel free to comment it. But they're oftentimes chosen to support others, to protect others, but have one of their life lessons is not to carry too much burden, right? Too much of others' baggage may unconsciously attract people who offload emotional baggage. Also, yes, love her so much. She truly sowed a beautiful legacy, that's for sure. Round or protruding bellies, even in otherwise slender bodies, emotional digestion, power center buffering, and creativity storage. The belly often stores repressed creativity, unspoken truths, and unprocessed emotions. The thing, like, you receive information that's just hard for you to digest, or I can't digest this right now, like someone losing a loved one in a very tragic way or something like that. Oftentimes they can put on weight there for that reason. A full belly can also reflect solar plexus protection, guarding your personal power after past disempowerments. Also common in people doing deep energetic work for transmutation. The gut becomes like an alchemical cauldron. So you're just, mixing up all kinds of energies and transmuting that shit, and that's the purpose for you, you know. Um, Puffy or thick arms. Action buffering, energetic output modulation. The arms are the extensions of the heart, used for giving, holding, and protecting. Thick arms may reflect a soul who's given too much or been burdened with caretaker energies. May also be a sign of repressed or stifled desire to create, build, or act with freedom. These traits are not mistakes, they're messages. So when people learn how to decode them and start loving the body, not for how it looks, but for what it holds, they can fully step into their power. And I do, well, I'm going to have to do another topic on it. I'll have to do a part 3 because there's more. I only got through 2 of the emails that I gave myself with all of the topics that I wanted to talk about, or not all of the points within the topic. But I also want to talk about what happens when you embrace your tool, your vessel, for what it is truly meant for, and you honor it in that, in its own divinity, because you can unlock amazing things. And I wanted to talk about that. So we'll have to probably do a part 3 because there are also a couple of other things that I wanted to touch on, but we are getting, close to an hour and a half at this point. And I got to deal with getting kids ready for, like, feeding them and stuff. So let's go ahead and extend this to tomorrow with part 3. Oh, thank you, Matt. It's something that I've had it on my mental topic list for like a month now. But I really wanted to dig in deeper. I really wanted to tap in, get more information, because things that, intrigue me about human behavior or the human psyche or the human body, they really intrigue me. And it's something that I can talk about, for a long time. And something that also I could get very much squirreled on, because of my attention span. So a 3-part mini series, yes. um, so yeah, I'm going to do a little bit more work on this topic because there are a couple other things that I haven't emailed myself, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll probably do a part 3. But I thought maybe I could get most of it out today, but didn't happen. So we're going to go ahead and do a part 3. And there's a couple of other related topics that we'll finish off this week with after those. So thank you so much. I love you, Holly. Oh, Holly, I also got my thing, my what you call it? My salve, my jelly stuff. My lady's thumb mint and aloe for arthritis, cuts, muscle pain, and other pains. I just got that in the mail yesterday. So thank you so much. I love it. You're welcome, Ben. I love you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks, Steph. I love you. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and because everybody that I talk to, they feel some type of way about their bodies. And I was raised in a family that is very vain. I was told when I was in that awkward stage that I was too fat, things like that. So I developed self-conscious self-image about myself. So I know that talking with so many people that they also feel the same way, maybe feel negativity about their own bodies. So I really want to bring awareness to the fact that we need to celebrate and embrace our divine vessels no matter what. Like I've got thicker thighs, I've got a thicker belly from having all these kids and having twins and all that, but I know that it's here to serve a purpose, and I'm more worried about my function, my purpose, than I am about what this vessel looks like. Okay. So, except for, I have to put the paint job on every day if I'm on camera. But I love you guys. If you guys want to order some of this amazing pain relief stuff from Holly, it is really, really good. She has all kinds of other products. Hit her up, Holly's Podunk Hobbies on Facebook. All right. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. We'll keep this topic going so that we can really learn to love and appreciate and really embrace our divine vessels. Oh, Matt, yay. I'm glad you guys got to do a session, Ben. Awesome. Thank you, Sonia. I love you. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. British Summer Time for the 24th of April. So I love you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Mwah, take care.